This is definitely the most expensive foundation that I have ever used or tried. This is crazy expensive and I want to see if it's worth the money. Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel, and hello if you are new, welcome. So as you can tell from the title of this video, today I'm going to be trying out and testing the brand new Tom Ford foundation. So this is called the Shade and Illuminate Soft Radiance Foundation, and this has SPF 50. Now this little foundation retails for £112, which is a lot of money. This is definitely the most expensive foundation that I have ever used or tried. This was kindly lent to me from a friend for the purpose of this video, so I didn't actually buy this. I will be giving it back to her, but I did just want to do a kind of first impressions review on my channel because this is crazy expensive and I want to see if it's worth the money. So just to read some of the claims of the foundation and what it's actually supposed to do before we get into applying it, it does say on the Selfridges website that it is packed with elastopalmers, which I don't know what that is, and light diffusing powders to reflect soft light and smooth complexions, and it also has hyaluronic acid to plump the skin, and obviously, as I said, it's got the SPF 50 as well, which is a very high SPF factor to have in a foundation, which I do appreciate. I am trying today the shade 2.0 and that is the shade Buff. I'm just going to prep my skin how I usually would for makeup. So I've recently been using the Charlotte Tilbury new Magic Serum Crystal Elixir. I have filmed a full review on my channel of this product, so if you want to know more about it then I'll link that video in the description box below. Then I'm just going in with some Charlotte Tilbury Magic Cream. This is how I would kind of usually prep my skin before I do my makeup. So I did actually film this video once before, but I really didn't like how the footage came out because I was filming with my studio lights and I felt like you couldn't really see the true kind of texture and colour of the foundation under those lights. So I'm filming it again with the natural light. So I have already tried this foundation once before and I do remember the coverage being quite a sort of high medium, if that makes any sense. So it was like a medium buildable coverage. Obviously as well, I've already done my eyes off camera. I'm filming a short kind of Instagram video of how to do a smoky liner. So yeah, if you're not already following me on Instagram, definitely go and follow me over there. Okay, so this is how I would usually prep my skin for makeup. I don't usually go in with another primer just because the Magic Cream is a good enough kind of primer in itself. So I'm just going to go in straight away now with the Tom Ford foundation. So I'm going to take about 3 pumps to start off with, and I'm actually going to do one half of my face with a beauty blender and the other half with a brush just so we can see the different textures. So I'm going to start off with the beauty blender side first, and I'll just do this side of my face.
Somewhere in the middle, I think I lied a little.
Okay, I'm just going to quickly go ahead and do the other side with a brush. I'm going to be using the It Cosmetics foundation brush, which is my all-time favourite foundation brush. So we're going to be applying it with that. I did actually use that full 3 pumps for this side of my face. That's quite a lot of product. I feel like the sponge did soak up a little bit of the product, which is obviously annoying because it's so expensive. But I'm going to go in with 2 pumps with the brush and see if that is enough. I do have a tiny bit left on my hand still, so it wasn't a full 3 pumps.
I said if we took it there, I wasn't gonna change, but that went out the window. Yeah.
Okay, so that is all applied on my skin. So as we can see, this is the side here which was applied with my Real Techniques sponge. As you can see, it's gone on really nice and smooth. The coverage is definitely like more of a high medium, but my skin does look quite glowy. I would say this is kind of like a semi-glowy foundation. It's not overly dewy, but it's definitely not a matte foundation. I would say that you could definitely build this to more of a full coverage, but I don't know if you guys noticed, but I did have a little blemish down here and I have a little scar kind of on my cheek, and it has managed to cover it and I don't need any extra concealer or anything like that. This is how it applied on the brush side. I will be going over this just to pat in the kind of brush streaks with my sponge, just because I feel like it hasn't applied as smoothly as this side with the brush. So I'm just going to quickly go over this side just to sort of take away those brush hairs with my beauty blender. I keep saying beauty blender. This is the Real Techniques sponge. It's actually really good. It's definitely a good dupe for the beauty blender. Okay, so that is the foundation all applied. I actually do really like the way this first applies. Like, I think my skin looks really nice. It looks very kind of healthy and glowy. You can tell I'm wearing foundation. Like, it's not one of those foundations where I look at myself and I can't detect foundation on my skin. You can definitely tell I'm wearing foundation, but it doesn't really look overly heavy or like I've got too much product on my skin. It has melted into my skin really nicely. quickly. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to jump off camera and do the rest of my makeup, and then I'm going to come back to show you the end result. And I am also going to be doing check-ins throughout the day to see how the foundation is lasting, so stay tuned for that as well. Right guys, so I am back, and obviously as you can see the rest of my makeup is all done. So this is what the foundation looks like with all of the rest of my makeup done. I did just want to quickly mention as well, I did actually use a cream bronzer today, and it did apply beautifully over the top of the foundation. Some foundations can make cream bronzers go quite patchy, whereas this one didn't. So I was actually really happy with the way my bronzer applied over the top of this. So the foundation currently has been on for around half an hour. I have no complaints at the moment. I am going to do a quick check-in with you guys in a couple of hours, and then probably a couple of hours after that as well, just to see how the foundation is actually lasting throughout the day. So yeah, I'm going to go and have some lunch now, and then I'll see you back in a few hours to see how the foundation is getting on. Hey guys, so the foundation has been on now for about 2.5 to 3 hours roughly, and so far so good. Let me just zoom you in. To be honest, it looks exactly the same as it did like 2-3 hours ago. It hasn't really changed on my skin at all. I haven't got any kind of creasing. It hasn't really gone any more oily or dry or anything like that. So far I really don't have any kind of complaints about the foundation. Usually on a day-to-day basis I would wear my foundation for probably around 10 hours. So I don't think I'm going to be able to leave it on for that long today, but I am going to leave it on for as long as possible so we can really see how it's lasting. But so far so good. I'm really impressed with how it's holding up. Okay guys, so it's around 6:30 right now. So the foundation has been on for around 5 or 6 hours I believe, and the sun is going down soon. So I did just want to film the last little bit of my kind of wear test of the foundation, and as you can see the foundation still looks pretty much completely flawless. Again, I'm just going to zoom you in. So as you can see, it's still got that really kind of flawless glowy look. I am a tiny bit more shiny on my forehead I think than I was earlier on in the day, but then I do get a kind of slightly oily forehead normally anyway. Other than that, it's held up so nicely. When I'm trying a new foundation, I usually look for kind of around my nose, my smile lines and my forehead to see how the foundation kind of sits there, because those are my problem areas. I nearly always get creasing in my smile lines with foundations, but this one actually hasn't done that. So I'm really quite impressed, because a lot of glowy foundations will always sit in my smile lines. Around my nose it also hasn't creased either, which is really nice. It has kind of come away from around my mouth a little bit because I have been eating, so I've just wiped my mouth a few times. But yeah, I am actually really liking the way this foundation looks, which is kind of annoying because it's £112, but I will say that I still don't think it is worth the price tag, just because I do have foundations that are a hell of a lot cheaper that do pretty much the same thing or a very similar thing. Like, this is good, it's a nice foundation, and I would continue to wear it 100%. It's a really beautiful finish and it's lasted really well. However, I have so many more foundations that do that don't even cost a fraction of that price. I hope you guys found this video helpful. If you wanted to know what the new Tom Ford foundation was like, if you did enjoy it, please be sure to give the video a thumbs up and also subscribe if you haven't already. That would be amazing. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.